The Regional Australia Bank Dubbo Chamber of Commerce 25th Annual Rhino Awards were on last night, and this year's, or the 2021 John Emile Serisier inductee is on the line. Congratulations and good morning, Mathew Dickerson. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Brett. Good to be chatting to you, and it was a fantastic event last night. The Chamber of Commerce have outdone themselves yet again with their 25th anniversary event. It was a bit strange having the 2021 event in 2022, but that's the world we live in.
I had to double check when it said 2021. I thought, is that the wrong year? Because we're into 22 now, but this is a great honour for yourself. You've been in business for how long now, Matt?
Well, I actually started my very first business when I was in year 7 at school, so that's going back a long, long time ago. My first official business start was 1989 when I first started the technology business, and then I've started 6 businesses over those years, and it's been a very interesting journey. And again, the Dubbo community has supported me all through that journey, so it's a very big thank you to the Dubbo community and, of course, the Dubbo Chamber of Commerce as well.
Most people say they're surprised when their name is called, but obviously if you've been in business this long and you've run so many businesses, I mean, this is a great accolade. This is right at the top, isn't it?
It is, and I was very surprised. In fact, my staff were sitting around a table with my staff, and my staff said they've never seen me speechless for that long. I must have been 2 or 3 seconds that I was completely speechless, and they don't normally expect to see me speechless for any length of time, so it was a huge surprise. And when I looked down the list of some of those awardees, I remember way back to the very early years of the Rhinos and attending the Rhinos, and you saw names like Joe Snare or Frank Brennan or Roger Fletcher, some of these people that have been around and real icons of business in Dubbo for so many years. You don't kind of think you're in that same company as those people, so it wasn't something that I was expecting in my wildest dreams. It wasn't something that I even entertained, and in fact it's a bit of a game that you play sitting at the table when you're trying to guess some of the award winners when it gets to the Gold Rhino level or the John Emile Serisier Award, and you're kind of trying to speculate when they're saying a few of the parts about it, and you're trying to speculate who it might be. And we're doing you're doing that at the table, and we were trying to guess, and we're going through them. I don't know who that could be, and don't know who that could be.
And see, we were doing the guessing game too. Who was the first? And it was either, because I think Mr. Milling was second and Joe Snare was first in 96, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Peter Milling was way back there, and Peter Milling, I only had a coffee with Peter Milling just the other day, actually. So again, you really respect some of those long-term people that are there. So over those years, I remember all those ones you're trying to guess who they were, but we couldn't work it out as they were going through some of the achievements of this particular award winner. We couldn't guess who it might have been, and the only thing that suddenly made me think, hold on a second, what's going on here, was the last part when they said this person is now stepped back into the limelight, and I've gone, oh, hold on, are they talking about, and then they said my name, I went, oh, what's going on there? So it was a huge surprise, a huge honour, but a huge surprise definitely.
Because those tidbits would give it away. Was your heart pounding through your chest or what?
I don't know if the heart was pounding. I was probably more in shock and didn't really have a chance to feel even my heart beating, but it was certainly a shock. There's no doubt about that. I wasn't expecting it at all, and it had been a good night, and again, I'd sat there with the staff, and we talked about a whole range of things, and there were some great award winners in the various categories, and our business had been nominated in 4 different categories, so there was a whole range of discussions and things happening, as happens at any awards night like that, but it just really showed how strong our business community is, just looking at some of those award winners and knowing some of the work that they've done. Again, the last 2 years have really tested out businesses across the world, but Dubbo businesses, I think, have come through really well, and they've really supported the Dubbo community. So it was nice sitting there watching what was happening in that whole process. So at no stage during the evening did I think to myself, wow, I hope I win this award at the end of the night. It was the furthest thing from my mind.
And mate, you talk about the staff at Access New. We'll give you a free plug there because you deserve it this morning. You obviously pride yourself on customer focus as well, and having the staff there. Is that what has driven you through the years?
I actually really enjoy helping people. That's maybe a flaw that I have, Brett, that I really just think helping people is something that's built into me. And I think growing up, I know my mum and dad used to be very involved in things. My dad was the president of the Greyhound Club for many years, and I used to go up there and just help him and do things with him. And my mum used to be involved in every P&F or every school committee or whatever there was something to be helped out. There was mum there, whether it be just on simple things like canteen duty or organising, rolling out turf across a new bit of land or whatever it might have been. So you grew up with that idea that it was good to help people, And that just, I suppose, went into my business career where it was all about helping people. So it is the number one focus. And in fact, one of the things I did find during COVID was, I know I said to the staff a couple of times, when it got to things like getting their Service New South Wales set up or their vaccination certificate on their phone, some people really struggle with that concept. And I said to the staff, anyone that comes in, just offer them, and we haven't advertised it, we'll help you set up your certificate. And my staff were a bit confused because they said, well, what are we doing? We're meant to be selling products, aren't we? We're meant to be out there. What are we doing this for free for? And I said, well, I just think it's nice, and people are struggling with that at the moment, so let's just help people with that. So it is nice. It's a nice feeling to be able to help people out with whatever it needs to be. You have to make money in business, of course. That's a core part of it. You can't survive in business if you don't make money. But I just think if you've got the capacity within your business to help, then it's a nice thing to do.
And briefly, you mentioned about being difficult with COVID there. Did you have to do things differently for your business, Access?
Yeah, definitely. We had to make sure, well, a whole range of safety things you had to put in place in the first place. That was obvious. Mm-hmm. But what we did do is we looked at what did people need during COVID? Were there things that we could provide slightly differently during COVID? And what we found very quickly was people needed remote communications. People needed to be set up from home. Obviously, they were working from home. And they needed to make sure that their connections were better, they had more data availability, and so we focused a little bit on that. One of the things we did focus on was a particular product that increased your mobile phone signal. So when you were working from your home or your kids had to come home from school and you're working from home, you needed that bit better reception. So we focused on that product because we thought that might be obvious. As a result of that, we actually became the number one seller of that product in the nation. So here we are in little old Dubbo, and we're the number one seller of one particular product that was absolutely needed during COVID across the entire nation, which I think was a testament to the fact that we were flexible and agile enough to change what we were doing, but also a testament to our staff that they could pick up the ball and run with it despite what was going on all around them. So there's a few things we had to change, but the basic process of business is still the same. You really just need to deliver exceptional customer service, not just good customer service. You really need to go out of your way to deliver customer service that surprises people rather than just, I expected that. You want people to walk away and go, wow, I got more than I expected.
Matt, at Access, you're not new to picking up Rhino Awards. What does this mean for a small business if they picked one up this year? Is it something that encourages you and pushes you to do better?
It's a really nice pat on the back. No one that I know of goes into business to win an award. What does happen, there's two things that I really like about the Rhinos, and the Rhinos has been a fantastic process. I remember the last of the old awards, the Chamber of Commerce Awards back in 1995, and I remember the first Rhino Awards in 1996, and the contrast between those two, the 1995 awards were still fine, but the Rhinos just stepped everything up a notch, and then the Chamber of Commerce board members over the years have done a fantastic job in continuing to improve that. One of the things I like about it is the application process in itself makes your business better. When you sit down and fill in the application forms for the different categories in the Rhinos, you're thinking about your business, you're answering questions, you're challenging or being challenged by the questions that the Chamber of Commerce put to you and the questions that you have to answer. So you have to think about the business. Do I do that part right? Oh, wow, that's an interesting question. I'm not sure if I get that part right. I should try and improve that a little bit. Just by putting the award entry in, I think it's an opportunity to improve your business. Sitting there on the night, if you make it as a finalist, you think, oh, wow, we're getting some parts right there. That's really nice. And it just gives your staff a little lift. To actually win an award, yes, it absolutely is a real confidence booster. Sure, you can use that in some advertising. That's a nice part to be able to promote your business a bit further. But I think just the confidence it instills in your staff to know that someone else out there has recognised your business as doing some part of the business really well, or even overall, if you win the Gold Rhino, doing all of your business, doing a really good job at that. I think that just helps you keep taking your business to the next level. And you can't stand still. Jack Gibson, the NRL coach of the century last century, said that if you're standing still, you're going backwards fast. And I think that's true in business. You can't just say, I've got a great business now, lock it in there, we'll leave it as it is. You're going to go out backwards. You need to keep improving, looking at what the market wants, looking at how things are changing, and that is a day-to-day basis.
And Matt, in closing, you put the Dubbo Merrill cap back on for the second time, and congratulations for your re-election. Is it exciting to be inextricably linked to a forefather of Dubbo now with the Jean-Emile Serisier inductee Roll of Honour that you have been awarded last night?
Yeah, I think honour, when you said the honour there, that is the word that I would think of the most. It is an absolute honour to be recognised by your peers. And I must admit, when they read out my name last night, the first thing I thought of was, I shouldn't be getting this because I'm the mayor and maybe it's not appropriate for the mayor to be winning this award. And so it was almost a little bit embarrassing from that perspective. The Chamber of Commerce did point out during the presentation and also to me afterwards that these awards were meant to be held in October last year. The judging for these awards occurred in August and then maybe early into September last year. This is before there was an even election on. The election wasn't until December, obviously. So they were very focused on making sure they pointed out that this all happened before I was back in the mayor's role. And then the board had a discussion and said, oh no, he's the mayor now. What do we do? Do we still award it? And I think the general discussion around the board from the Chamber of Commerce was, well, we awarded this back in August and September. All these decisions were made about award winners back then. The appropriateness of giving it to someone just because they've now changed their role, we should definitely give it to someone that is there already. The decision's been made, and so they're mayor now. Well, it shouldn't matter. So I applaud the Chamber on being able to go through that process. And I wouldn't have had a problem if the Chamber tapped me on the shoulder one day and said, well, we're going to give it to you, but one day in the future when you're not mayor, we'll give it to you then. But I think it shows that they've got confidence in the community and confidence in their processes to say, no, this is the appropriate winner. We're going to award it to them regardless of that.
Absolutely. Guidance now for Dubbo Regional Council, of course, you being re-elected and you've got that skill set behind you. I mean, this is how Jean-Emile Serisier set up Dubbo in the beginning as a forefather. So it's just onwards and upwards, is it not?
Oh, absolutely. And I am really excited actually to be back on council. I think we've got a fantastic group of councillors. We've got some staff. We've had some tough times we've gone through for a whole range of reasons at council and across the community. It's exciting to be part of that rebuilding and that progression that we really have the opportunities there. The opportunities are endless. Every day I'm finding out more opportunities that this community has, and if I can be one small part of helping progress those opportunities, then I think that's very exciting from my perspective, but also exciting to be part of that whole process going forward.
The 25th Rhino Award, Jean-Emile Serisier, Roll of Honour inductee, Matt Dickerson, thanks very much for your time and congratulations.
My pleasure to be chatting to you, Brett. Thank you.